So I've been on the side of both raising capital for a range of early stage companies and also investing in several early stage companies as well. Typically within software and ideally within the SaaS space. Key things that everyone says they're looking for, I guess, are an A market and an A team, and I think those things are super important. But I always find, when I tend to be investing early, I go one of two ways. Either I'm going to be all in with my time, and so I'm looking for a really compatible team that I can work with. The founding group, particularly the CEO and the senior executives, because I'm going to invest materially with my time, get alongside that team and help them execute. And so, that team potentially becomes even more important than the immediate market that they're looking at. Other times, I will simply follow someone else into an investment. And when I'm doing that, I'm not putting much time into it. I will look at the market and the space, and I'll look at the individual that I'm following, and I've probably worked with them and know them very, very well. So I've been involved in raising capital, both as a founder, raising capital from investors, as a board member who might have already invested in the company and looking for a subsequent round, and then as an investor, both a lead investor and a follow-on investor. And I think in all cases, what you're trying to do is find the people that create a really good dynamic between a willing buyer and a willing seller. Ultimately, like anything really here, you're selling yourself, you're selling your vision, you're selling the team, the market opportunity, and an opportunity for an early stage investor to participate in that journey. And so finding the right fit is really, really important, whether you're the investor or the investee. I'm often a lead investor. I tend to either work incredibly closely with the founding team, lead an investment, and then invite others to participate, or others follow. Or I do the opposite, where I see that somebody I know and respect very well has invested into a company, and I'll follow them without doing too much diligence and really trust their judgment. The team and being compatible and actually wanting and enjoying working with that team and on that project is probably the most important thing to me. I've made some mistakes in the past where I've got super excited about the product and super excited about the market and super excited about the impact that we might have, but just not really being compatible with the founding team or the CEO that might be in place. And that's no reflection on them. It's not necessarily a reflection on me. It's just a compatibility thing. And so, particularly if you're working with a lead investor, you've got to take that lens as the founding team as well. That lead investor, be it an earlier stage investor, an individual like me, or be it a professional investor coming in from one of the funds, you really want to make sure that that's somebody you want to spend a heck of a lot of time with. The key thing that I look for is the depth of passion that exists in the vision for the business, and the depth of thought that's come from the founding team. I'm less worried about whether the go-to-market component is precisely right, or this is how we're going to deal with privacy and security. It's that they've thought about the key themes that will need to exist, the key streams of work that will need to exist in order to pursue the vision. And they've got some reasonable thoughts around that, and they've organised themselves around it. Because a lot of founding teams aren't going to have all the answers. They're, if you're doing this for the first time, there's lots of learning, and your investor group, your advisor group, your board, and the people you employ will help to actually solve for those things. And so when I look at a business plan, in whatever form you get it, I'm happy if it's a series of bullet points, provided that it demonstrates that you guys have got a good depth of thinking.